Winston, she didn't know how to open these cages. Come on, you know you're only supposed to play with this when I'm here. You typed your name. You are so smart. You are so smart.
You know what time it is. It's time to look at another episode of Freddy's Nightmares. Today's episode, Monkey Dreams.
Monkey dreams? What's that?
That bedtime story that Mom used to tell us. You know, the one where the monkey had everything, but he still wanted to be king.
And he lost everything he had.
Yeah.
Joe is a research scientist in search of communication with alien life.
Joe.
Morning, Jeannie. Morning, Dr. Lynch.
Winston does look a little like Phil, huh?
Well, he's got less hair in his ears.
Ouch.
How you doing, boy?
Oh, he's doing great. You know, if I say a single-digit number, he can point to a card with that number on it.
Oh, he's smarter than Phil, too.
But that's just his job. Joe fancies himself as a gambler.
Full house. Aces, queens.
You don't ever lose, do you?
I can't help it if I'm lucky.
I don't think it's luck.
Joe is in debt to Mr. Black for 30 grand.
Mr. Black's very worried. And when he's worried, it means I'm not doing my job.
Barry the Shiv takes his job very seriously.
It's too bad I'm late for dinner. I'd stay late. I enjoy my work. But remember, this is the last time that I can come by without doing any damage. Do you understand? I can't hear you. I understand.
Joe's concerned, of course. At the same time, he doesn't have the money, so they're just going to have to kill him. Unless he can get a grant to continue looking for alien life. If he were to get the grant, he could pay off his debt, still have some left over. They don't just hand grants out. Well, actually, they do just hand grants out. But Joe's a loser. Nobody's just going to give him a grant for just the hell of it. If he had some way of showing that his research was going somewhere, it would help him out.
The stakes have been raised. I'm willing to bet Joe can't get by me without getting slashed. Want a piece of the action?
I can't keep falling for your schemes and giving you money. Wait, please. Try to understand. I've never had a life of my own. I've always had you and your problems holding me back. Joey, what I am trying to tell you is that I'm through. No more big plans. No more money. And no more you.
Immediately after saying that, this happens.
Millie, I'm gonna need help on this one. You're the only one I know with enough computer skills to monitor the signal and keep it quiet.
Okay, try to take some time off.
That's my girl.
Easy, Buster. I'm not quitting my job. I'm just gonna take a couple days off.
Suddenly,
It's real! It's real!
This is it, the big one! I'm gonna get that grant!
some repeated letters. It makes no sense, but This is alien life we're talking about. They're not going to make sense. Be nice if they did, but aliens usually don't. To decipher the code, with Millie's help, that Grant is as good as his. That's if you can dodge bury the shiv that long.
See, I promised I'd hurt you this time. Oh,
Please.
stop!
Joe's got 24 hours to get the money. When the shiv returns, Joe's ready this time.
Barney, old buddy. Have a seat.
You're nuts, kid.
Am I? I've been waiting my whole life for this.
At the same time, he's getting more transmissions. There's one thing I know. If you pull a gun on the shiv, you should probably shoot him. What you do not want to do is get distracted by something shiny and take your attention away from the shiv. This results in him getting shot in the back. Now he's going to die a loser, the same way he lived. As the name Winston comes across the screen, Joe should have just not been having monkey dreams.
White kitties, our little story here has a happy ending. Joe got a grant to see how fast the worms can eat through his body. I cracked myself up.
Moving right along to our second half. We are now following somebody.
Excuse me. Yes, what is it? I'm Bob Kaplan, reporter from Science Discoveries.
Oh, hi. We spoke on the phone. This is Dr. Lynch.
Jeannie, what is this?
I told you Bob is going to interview you.
I don't remember that. I love it, the absent-minded professor.
Jeannie and Phil. Phil runs the animal research lab. Jeannie is his ever-faithful assistant.
For you, but...
Hey, what are you doing?
Well, it is a photo article. Listen.
Out!
With Dr. Lynch.
I want you both out of my lab right now. I didn't believe a word he said. For all we know, he's with some animal liberation group.
Boy, talk about paranoid.
Well, we can't be too careful.
Phil? He could care less what research they're doing. It doesn't matter to him. The only thing that matters to Phil is grant money. That's it. That's the name of the game. All of the money for the chimp dream research is gone. Therefore, it's time to move on to the next research project.
Wait a second! Are you saying... God, you're not inflicting pain on Winston.
Jeannie, we've been...
Wait, I can't believe anything good could come out of hurting him!
Sadly, she has started to think of Winston as a pet, maybe even like a small child, forgetting that he is just a research animal. This presents Gina with an opportunity. She doesn't want Winston tortured. Neither do the animal activists. She has access to the lab. They need a way into the lab. It seems that those two could help each other.
We have this chimp, Winston. And we're doing experiments that hurt him.
I see. And you don't want any part of it.
No.
What do you think, that's enough?
What's enough?
Not having any part of it. Shouldn't you also be trying to stop it?
Instead, she chooses to complain and whine without taking any real action. She says that she cannot be a part of this. Torturing Winston's wrong. The very next moment, she's helping strap Winston down to a table so they can electroshock him. What is with the women in this episode not being able to stick with their guns?
I don't need to experiment on no dumb animals. I've been having such good results with people.
Phil has started sleeping at the lab, fearful that the animal activists are going to release his animals and he won't get to finish his research. If there's no animals, there's no grants.
You got the pictures? Can you fax them to me?
I didn't know you had company. Dr. Lynch.
You promised. You weren't supposed to talk to them. Oh, so that's why you're not coming back.
Animal activist bastards. It's just the stress from the animal activists. If only something could be done to ensure that they're not going to try to break into the lab, he's sure the nightmares would go away.
Can you describe them?
Describe them. I can do better than that. I can give pictures.
Pictures.
I want to come back.
Really?
I've been wrong. Instead of quitting, I should have spent my spare time working on Winston's intelligence studies. I know he and I can convince you that he's more than you think.
Well, I wouldn't get my hopes up, but you're certainly welcome back.
Other than Winston speaking, I really don't think that Phil is going to give a shit.
Please, Winston. Our only hope is if Phil sees the truth.
There's this one ginormous fly that keeps trying to fuck with us. Buzzing around my head, landing just out of reach. I got the trusty fly swatter, but he keeps eluding me. And then he'll land right in front of me again or buzz my head. I hate flies. Almost as much as Phil hates Winston for some reason.
Well, Doc, it's time for level 5. maybe that's because we both know that level 5 always ends in death.
Is Winston going to have to compose a symphony? Write a book? Speak? I don't know. I don't know what she's expecting to do. In his dreams, he's being tortured and even has to go through the level 5 treatment. No animal survives level 5 torture treatment.
Hello?
Yes, this is Officer Barton. Can I speak with Dr. Lynch?
This is Dr. Lynch.
I just wanted to let you know that Catlin and Deerfield have been caught.
They have? Oh, good.
With them out of the way, finally, Phil can sleep peacefully once again.
Hello there, Winston. How are you this evening? Oh, Jeannie, so childish with her silly fantasies that you have human traits.
Now the time has come for Winston to undergo the dreaded level 5 torture treatment.
Now then, Jeannie lives in a child world. But you and I live in an adult world, right?
No animal has ever, at this point, survived that. It is a death sentence.
Winston. Did you say...
Friend.
Friend? Oh my God, you said it. I heard you.
The only thing that could save Winston now is Gina.
What have I been doing to you? Jeannie was right. You should be free.
That's so funny.
Well, actually, the reason why I feel better is because I didn't have a dream about Winston for the first time in a while, really.
You're still gonna experiment on Winston.
Of course. That's what we do here.
You are not gonna get away with it. I'll stop you. Even if I have to get him out of here myself.
Now, I thought this might happen. Okay, I want you to remove her from the premises.
Phil, come on.
Don't let her within 100 yards of this building.
Let go of me! I'm warning you! Phil, please! Let me have Winston! Let him go free!
She has failed miserably. And poor Winston gets tortured, level 5 tortured, until he dies. Was good. I would recommend watching it. That first half is interesting enough that you don't get bored. It's enjoyable watching. Then the second half is where it's at. Now this pissed me off to no end. That's why I'm saying you should watch it. Not because I liked it, because it pissed me off. I was under the belief that I knew exactly where this episode was going. I didn't even need to watch it. Winston would survive. That I knew for sure. So I figured that Gina would have helped the animal activist break into the lab and free the animals, which she didn't. Then I figured, well, the animal activist will just break into the lab anyway and free the animals. Nope, Phil had him arrested. So then I'm like, well, finally, you know, this will just show how Gina has to just step up and release Winston herself. Nope. Phil has her thrown out of the building. Maybe Phil will maybe Phil will actually start seeing the animals as being more than just research that should be experimented on. Maybe Phil will realize that torturing animals to death is cruel and inhumane and won't do the experiments. Nope. Phil doesn't care at all. He actually seems to enjoy torturing the animals. They don't show Winston die. They just cut away after Gina's thrown out of the building. And you're like, you know what happened though. So that's what pissed me off. I didn't think they'd actually kill Winston off. It's bizarre. I watch horror movies. I love them. I've watched so many people get murdered in so many graphic, violent ways. Yet, you kill one chimp off screen, you're gonna piss me off and I'll boycott your show. Well, that's the way I used to be. Now I appreciate it. Okay, there's gotta be somebody out there that's seen this episode. Am I nuts? Or was that just really heartbreaking when you find out Winston's gonna die? Or am I just getting soft in my old age? Did anybody else care about Winston, or was it only me? Let me know in the comment section below. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, now is that opportunity. Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, remember to keep it creepy.
Everybody dreams. Everybody dreams. Think about it.
Winston! Winston! Oh, Winston! You bastards! Winston! Winston! Winston!